Jay Slater's final game. What really happened in Tenerife? Jay Slater had always been known as the life of the party. An energetic 19-year-old apprentice bricklayer from Oswaldtwistle, Lancashire, with a cheeky smile and a loud laugh that could fill any room. When he flew out to Tenerife for the New World Festival, no one imagined that this vacation would end in one of the most bizarre and unsolved disappearances of the decade. But what if Jay's trip wasn't just about music and sun? What if something deeper, darker, and completely unexpected was brewing behind the scenes? This is the story of Jay Slater's final game. A mystery that is turning more twisted by the day. Jay touched down in Tenerife on June 15th with friends Lucy Law and Brad Hargreaves, excited for the 5-day rave event. Everything seemed normal at first, partying, clubbing, selfies, and loud music. But something shifted on the night of June 16th. Jay met two older British men at the festival, reportedly from the Manchester area, and decided to leave with them to a remote Airbnb in the mountain village of Masca. His friends were confused by this sudden decision, but Jay was known for impulsive adventures. What no one realized was that this one could be his last. According to Lucy Law, Jay FaceTimed her early the next morning around 8:30 a.m. on June 17th, panicking, saying he was in the middle of nowhere, his phone was at 1%, and he was trying to walk back to their hotel. A nearly 10-hour journey on foot. Then silence. That was the last anyone ever heard from him. The area where his phone last pinged was a rugged, mountainous terrain known for dangerous hiking paths and minimal signal. But even with helicopters, drones, search dogs, and over 6,000 man-hours from Spanish authorities, no trace of Jay was ever found. Not his phone, not his clothes, nothing. But here's where things get strange. Locals in Masca reported seeing Jay that morning walking downhill, not uphill as he claimed. A cafe worker even claims he came in looking disoriented, asking about bus routes and water. If true, that means Jay was not lost in the mountains. He was closer to civilization than anyone assumed. So why didn't he just take the bus? Why didn't he reach out for help again? Was he being followed? Or was he running from something? Speculations exploded on social media. Some believe Jay had fallen off a cliff, lost in the wilderness. Others suggested he may have been drugged or even lured into something sinister. The two British men he was last seen with were questioned by police, but released without charge. Still, netizens weren't convinced. Who were these men? Why didn't they stop him from walking out into the hills? Did they know something they weren't saying? Even more puzzling, a GoFundMe campaign started by Jay's mother raised over £45,000 in just days. While it was intended to support search efforts, critics began questioning how the money was being used, especially when the family hired their own private investigator and flew in relatives. Rumors began flying. Was this a simple disappearance, or had Jay stumbled upon something darker? Perhaps related to organized crime or illegal activities. Then came the biggest twist. A tourist reported seeing a young man matching Jay's description 2 days after his disappearance in a nearby village. Another claimed to have seen him at a gas station in Santa Cruz. These reports, while unconfirmed, threw the investigation into chaos. Could Jay have faked his disappearance? Was he alive and in hiding? Or was someone playing a cruel game, using his image to spread confusion? Back in the UK, Jay's family refused to believe he simply vanished. His mother Debbie Duncan remained vocal, even confronting journalists and TikTok sleuths who began showing up in Tenerife and filming content at the search site. One TikToker claimed to find Jay's sunglasses and a cigarette box in the bushes. Another claimed they'd tracked his scent using dogs. But authorities dismissed most of these as distractions and warned that social media interference was hindering real search efforts. At this point, the case began resembling a Netflix thriller more than a real-life tragedy. Journalists were digging into the pasts of everyone involved, Rumors flew about possible human trafficking links, criminal debts, even witness protection. Meanwhile, Jay's friends became increasingly tight-lipped. Lucy Law deleted several of her social media posts, while Brad avoided interviews altogether. Were they hiding something? Or simply overwhelmed by grief and attention? Weeks passed. Still no body. No phone. No proof of life. But no proof of death either. A new lead emerged when a British hiker claimed to have overheard a strange conversation in a Tenerife bar. Two men allegedly talking about a Brit who saw too much and had to disappear. Could Jay have stumbled into something criminal? Did he see or hear something he shouldn't have during that late-night visit to the Airbnb? Meanwhile, conspiracy theories only grew. Some users online believed Jay had uncovered a drug ring operating out of tourist rentals. Others suggested he may have been mistaken for someone else, a victim of identity confusion. Then there were those who believed Jay was still alive, hiding under a new identity, perhaps scared for his life. The truth? Still unknown. But one thing is certain. Jay Slater's disappearance is no ordinary missing person case. It's a story filled with unexpected turns, conflicting witness accounts, wild theories, and a growing sense that something important is being kept in the shadows. To this day, Jay's face remains plastered across news sites, YouTube thumbnails, and missing persons posters. But behind the headlines lies a deeper question. What happened that morning in Masca? Was it panic and misadventure? Or was Jay caught in a game much bigger than himself? Until we know the answer, Jay Slater's final game continues. Unresolved, chilling, and more mysterious with each passing day.